Hi everyone and welcome to another week as we wade through Thailand's main news stories. Thanks for joining us on our daily journey. A story that came out during the weekend, I'm sure many of you have read it, very sad news indeed. This reported in the BBC.com. Thai cave rescue Duangpetch Dom killed himself at school in the UK. And the captain of the Thai football team, trapped in a cave for several days in 2018, took his own life while at school in the UK, according to a coroner. And following an inquest into the 17-year-old's death, a senior coroner recorded a conclusion of suicide. And in the record of inquest, the coroner said Mr. Phromthep was not known to medical health services and it's not known why he took the actions that he did. It could not have been foreseen or prevented. And the police investigation has found no evidence of third-party involvement or suspicious circumstances. And Dom turned 13 while trapped in the cave, and images of the boys were beamed across the world. The boys and their 25-year-old coach spent 9 days in darkness without food before they were found by an international search and rescue effort involving about 10,000 people. At the time of his death, there were a lot of conspiracy theories around, and we were promised some sort of coroner's report by July this year. That didn't happen, but it's now been released. The way that's been covered in other headlines, Thai PBS World said Dom, captain of Wild Boar's football team, killed himself at school in the UK. And NationThailand.com says Tham Luang cave survivor killed himself in the UK school, investigation shows. So a very sad and I think unexpected conclusion to that particular story. Monday's Tim Newton today, and an invitation to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the daily news. Now, another story that came out late last week, reported over the weekend, this bizarre SWAT team raid of a villa in Bangkok in Phuket. Let's catch up with some of the follow-up. The PhuketNews.com reporting all 9 in Phuket villa raid to be blacklisted, deported. And Phuket Immigration has released the names of the 6 men charged with assaulting immigration officers during the raid at a luxury villa in Cheung Talay on Thursday. There's a list of all the people that have been charged over this matter, quite a few Indian citizens and a Russian national as well. And the story says the charges follow a siege at a luxury villa in Cheung Talay that ensued after immigration officers were attacked by the men when the officers arrived to present charges of overstay against an Indian man at the villa. And the attack resulted in the Special Operations and Tactics, that's the SWAT unit, being called in to secure the site and place the men under arrest. And police say everyone involved is to be blacklisted and deported from the country, along with a public relations campaign for foreigners to acknowledge that when coming to Thailand they must adhere and strictly comply with the law. And he also confirmed that a lion cub was found being raised in the luxury villa. We also found out over the weekend that they had their own security team at the villa, so it was quite a compound indeed. And reported in the PhuketExpress.com, foreigners banned from Thailand for life after attacking Phuket immigration officers. So from living the life in a luxury villa in Cheung Talay, Phuket, to, well, heading home and being blacklisted, looks like that story's come to some sort of conclusion. Now, heading up to Bangkok now, this story in TPNnational.com, 3 deaths after jet ski collides with a boat in Samut Prakan. And 3 people have been pronounced dead at the scene after a jet ski crashed into a passenger longtail boat in the Bangplee district. Now, it happened in this canal, which I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Emergency responders arrived at the scene to find the damaged jet ski and the longtail boat. 3 people who were on the longtail boat were pronounced dead at the scene, and that's their names. Severe wounds were found on their bodies, and all 3 deaths were local people who lived nearby the scene. And we can see that the canal really just runs along the side of the Suvarnabhumi airport in Samut Prakan. Let's see if we can learn a bit more about the incident. Witnesses told Thai media that there were 4 jet skis racing at high speed in the canal. The long-tail boat was on the right side of the canal when one of the jet skis lost control, allegedly due to waves caused by other jet skis, and crashed into the boat. The jet ski then rammed into the long-tail boat, hitting multiple passengers. So I'm not sure about the legalities or the speed limits in that particular canal, but a tragedy indeed. And we go to ThaiPBSWorld.com now, and Myanmar clashes stretch into second day on Saturday. This is one of 2 stories that remind us that we've got quite violent clashes right on our doorstep here in Thailand. And heavy fighting between rebels and the Myanmar military stretched into a second day near the country's northern border with China. And remembering that Myanmar's junta seized power in a 2021 coup that sparked renewed fighting between powerful ethnic rebel groups in the northern Shan state. An alliance of ethnic rebel groups launched coordinated attacks on military positions across the country's north on Friday, posing a fresh challenge to the junta as it struggles to quell resistance to its rule. And the Myanmar National Democratic Alliance Army said that it had seized 3 military outposts, 2 located close to Mongko, near the border with China, and the rebels also ambushed a group of soldiers coming from Hopang and seized military equipment. And a junta spokesperson said on Friday that rebels had attacked military positions and some outposts were lost. He said, "We tried to maintain peace and stability in North Shan, but insurgents tried to destroy stability." Fancy the junta trying to pretend that they're the bastions of stability. And then China's foreign ministry said on Friday it was closely following the fighting and called on all sides to prevent the situation from escalating. In Myanmar, just a seething cauldron of gangs and cliques and insurgents. I really don't know if they're ever going to sort that mess out. But we head down to Thailand south now, to the border area, and banarnews.org reports Thai peace talks expect new PM to appoint civilian as a chief negotiator. And the Prime Minister's poised to appoint the first non-military person in years to lead the negotiating team. The past 3 chief negotiators for the Southern Peace process were retired Army generals. A non-military person is expected to lead the National Security Council as well. We noted on the Saturday Live program about the Thai Army is slowly ceding some of its responsibilities, as I think there's a bit of a sea change in the Army's role in Thai governance. And the NSC will not take the lead on that team, but will join representatives from other government agencies. While the negotiating team will come directly under the Prime Minister, the Prachachat Party, a local party made up mostly of ageing Malay Muslims who were members of the now-defunct Wadar faction, will take the lead in overseeing policy for the far south. And back on January the 4th, 2004, scores of BRN insurgents raided an army battalion and made off with hundreds of military weapons from an arms depot on base. And since then, more than 7,300 people have been killed from insurgency-related violence. There's quite a lot of really good background in this particular article in banarnews.org, so I'll put a link in the description. Peace initiatives have come and gone, the article says, but none generated enough traction to push the talks beyond confidence-building measures. Not even after the BRN, the group that controls virtually all of the combatants in the field, came to the table in early 2020. So the ongoing insurgency in Thailand's deep south, plus the problems in Myanmar, remind us that there are plenty of conflicts that Thailand needs to focus on right on its own doorstep. Heading to Bangkok now, and the question, would you jump on a fair ride in Thailand? And Coconuts Bangkok reports octopus ride at Bangkok Fun Fair malfunctions, injures 3. A giant octopus ride malfunctioned late last night at the Waterfront Fun Fair under the Rama 8 Bridge, injuring 3. Well, that's Saturday night. And the octopus amusement ride at the Siam Carnival, nicknamed Polypo, had one of its 5 arms collapse onto the ground. The 3 were rushed to the Chao Phraya Hospital. The octopus consists of 5 arms that accommodate up to 4 seats each. Carnival inspectors found the damages to the hydraulic shock absorber and a 50mm long iron clasp had caused a seat to fall. And the park responsible for the Siam Carnival Fun Fair pledged to cover all medical expenses and all property damages, as well as take accountability for any legal proceedings. Well, that could have been a whole lot worse, but from one preventable incident to another, we go to the PattayaNews.com. Khon Kaen bus crash with 29 passengers leads to multiple injuries, and a driver has sustained lung damage and broken both of his legs, while 29 passengers escaped serious injury after a bus overturned in the main city area of Khon Kaen. And passengers told local Thai media that the bus driver lost control of the vehicle during a rainstorm before crashing into a power pole and overturning. Passengers broke the glass windows of the bus and climbed out from the wreckage. Some passengers who did not go to a local hospital were taken to another bus to their final destination. Another bus crash, and so many of these seem to happen up in the northeastern part of Thailand. But we go to the PattayaNews.com for, well, I suppose some happier news. And 4,000 people from 30 countries attend successful Pattaya Bikini Beach Race. Now, from the quite alluring photos, it's just some of the prose in this article that really grabbed my attention. And the coastal city of Pattaya witnessed a spectacular event as over 4,000 enthusiastic runners from 30 different countries gathered along the picturesque shores for the Pattaya International Bikini Beach Race. And apparently it was the 7th consecutive year of this sizzling beachside race. And the event was graced by the presence of the local mayor, who extended a warm welcome to the 4,000 bikini-clad runners. Not sure if all the guys were wearing bikinis, but there you go. Also in attendance were notable figures, along with other distinguished guests, celebrities and radiant models. Sounds more like a presidential inauguration. And the mayor expressed his excitement, saying that the Bikini Beach Race was the largest and most sensational beachside race in Thailand. And the 5-kilometre race offered prizes worth over 300,000 baht and had 6 categories: top male and female finishers, best looking runners, the most stylish bikini team, and the fanciest costumes. But some of the writing in this article also deserves its own award. As the sun set on this extraordinary event, Pattaya had not only witnessed an incredible display of athleticism, but it also made a powerful statement about its place on the global stage. I can hear the music swelling. The Pattaya International Bikini Beach Race is more than a glamorous event. Wait for it. It's also a celebration of unity, diversity, and the spirit of adventure. Well, I can't really do much more than just end with some photos from the PattayaNews.com article. And obviously a lot of teams, a lot of people. I think they said some 4,000 people turned up for the race, and a lot of the girls wearing bikinis, and hopefully they're wearing a pair of good running shoes as well. And competitors finishing the some 5-kilometre long race course. And with that, we thank you very much for watching today. Hopefully you're a bit more up to date with things happening around Thailand. Please subscribe to the channel. We thank you for watching today, and we'll see you tomorrow.